Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching The Healthy Alternative. Today, we're gonna get cooking. All right, so welcome back, guys. Today we're just gonna be getting into a little bit of cooking, and this is just gonna be a really quick, easy snack or something you can add to your meals to add some flavor. Very, very easy to make, very, very delicious, very flavorful, and it's pretty much an imitation egg. Now, I do want to point out, I did not come up with this recipe. I actually got this recipe from Ty's Conscious Kitchen, and I will be leaving the link to his channel in the description box down below. So make sure to check out his website, as I do get a lot of my inspiration from him. Okay, so today we're going to be working with some sweet basil, some simply organic cayenne pepper, some oregano, onion powder, sea salt, garbanzo bean flour, and of course we're going to be working with our toppings here. We've got some red and green bell peppers, some cucumber, mushrooms, and red onions. All right, so it's very, very easy to make this, and what I did was, and this makes it super easy, I got a container, I got this from Whole Foods, it's, airtight, and I just printed off all the ingredients for this mixture. As you can see here, it's a 1/4 cup of the garbanzo bean flour, and we're gonna be working with 1/3 cup of the spring water. I'll actually be using distilled water, and then each seasoning is just a 1/4 of a teaspoon, and we're gonna mix it all in here, and we're gonna create an easy go-to mixture that we can use, for breakfast, for dinner, whenever. And then all you'll have to do is cut up your vegetables, and you can get it all together, and it'll be quick, it'll be easy. So let's get into this. The recipe calls for 1/4 of garbanzo bean, that's for 1 serving. So in order to fill this up, I think it takes like 4 cups or something like that, 4 or 5 cups, and I just multiply the recipe. I'm not gonna do all that right here for you guys today. I'm just gonna kind of show you what I do so you have an idea of, how you can kind of prep the food to make it a little bit easier for you. So I'm gonna do a cup of the garbanzo bean flour, and then we're gonna just do all of our ingredients times 4, and that way it all works out. As you can see, I'm not being super perfect with it. It don't have to be perfect. This ain't about perfection, okay? It's actually all about your taste buds. So you can always change the recipe. I wouldn't recommend it because it's very flavorful already. If you're gonna change anything, maybe add a different, flavor or something like that, but I wouldn't add more of any ingredient. Like we're gonna be using a 1/4 teaspoon of each ingredient. I wouldn't add too much more, especially this cayenne. So we typically put in 4 of these, right? Or we'll typically put in 1, but since we've quadrupled our recipe, we're gonna put in 4. And I'm not a stickler for, making sure that I don't mix my ingredients and other ingredients. I really don't care. It all goes down the same pipe. So we're just gonna keep on going like this. Get a little bit of this onion powder. The onion powder is probably gonna become a staple in your home as you start transitioning into this alkaline eating. I know I use it all the time, and I'll show you guys in a second. I actually buy it by the bulk from Amazon, which makes it a lot easier. And then I got myself a little funnel, and I use the funnel to just refill these containers. But it makes my life super easy. Oops, that's a little extra, so I'm only gonna do 3 of the salt. And then this raw herb, this is the sweet basil. This is the sweet basil, man. They got regular basil, And then they got the sweet basil. And it looks like we only got about 4 of these sweet basils left in here, so that worked out perfect. Perfect timing, baby, perfect timing. Now, as you could just, shake this around, or if you're using a mixing bowl, you can mix it up. This makes it very easy for me. I just shake it up like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. And then, so this is our mixture. This is very, very simple. If you want to make 1 serving, you've already got your mixture all set up. You just take a 1/4 cup. You put it in there. Now a 1/4 cup of your mixture is gonna go with 1/3 cup of water. So you're gonna be mixing 1/4 cup of your garbanzo bean mixture with 1/3 cup of water. You can use spring water, you can use distilled water, and if you don't have either one of those, you can use tap water, I guess. I'd prefer you not to. And you just mix it in. Now, 1 is not really enough for me. I like to use at least 2. And today we're gonna be using 2 or 3. But this, just to give you an idea of how it looks, it's kind of like a batter. You can see the seasonings and stuff in there. But it's kind of like a very thin batter. And we're gonna be putting that in a hot skillet and adding our vegetables and everything to it. So we're gonna set this aside, and now we're gonna work on cutting up these veggies, and we'll look at what vegetables I actually have. I like adding cucumber to mine. You don't have to use cucumber. Some people like to use zucchini or squash or something, or you don't have to use this at all. It's all up to you. You can add tomato. I mean, it's all up to you. What do you like? This is what I'm gonna put in because this is what I have. So I just thinly slice my cucumber. I got some red onions here that look like I've already started dicing them, but I actually haven't. This is just what's remaining from the last time I cut them. If you guys don't work with fresh ingredients, or if you're not used to it, it's so amazing just to smell them. Just preparing all this stuff, it gives you a whole different feeling from using canned and frozen and all that stuff. Now, I don't use the whole bell pepper. It depends on how much, what serving size I'm trying to make. I usually just cut me a little slice like that of the red and the green bell peppers, and then I'll dice those up. This is just how I do it, guys. I'm not a professional or anything like that. So that just lets you know anybody can do it. Try not to cut your fingers, because that'd be bad business. And I'm not trying to get sued. Now, these right here, these are like my newfound heroes. Mushrooms. You can do so much with mushrooms. They're actually a pretty good meat replacement. And I wouldn't use these particular ones as meat replacements. I'd use the portobello mushrooms. But I had a portobello bowl at this restaurant where they pretty much grilled some portobellos like it was a steak, or like it was, some chicken or something. And I could not tell you for sure that it wasn't meat. Like, I couldn't tell you what kind of meat it was, but I didn't know it was mushrooms. Like, it just tastes so good. So portobello mushrooms, that is really where you want to be. Or you could use these bad boys right here. Of course, they're organic. And these go good in the garbanzo bean mix. All right, so we're gonna head on over to the skillet with some grapeseed oil in it, warm it up, and we're gonna saute these vegetables, and then we're just gonna dump our garbanzo bean mixture on top. All we've got going here is I've got my cast iron. This bad boy right here, this is a staple. I mean, you gotta have one of these. You can cook on the stovetop, you can pop it in the oven. It's versatile, it lasts forever, keep them clean, keep them oiled up. You want one of these bad boys. Go ahead and spend like 30, 40 bucks on one. And I cook with grapeseed oil. This is an approved Dr. Sebi's oil. There are certain oils that you can use to cook with, and then there's certain oils you can use for like a salad dressing or something like that. Grapeseed oil is one of the oils you can cook with, Olive oil is one of the oils you would use maybe in a salad dressing. You would not cook with olive oil because olive oil tends to become toxic when you heat it up. So stop using the olive oil. Definitely stop using canola oil and all vegetable oil and all those. Those are just horrible. But grapeseed oil is just easy. You know, it doesn't have a strong flavor or anything. It's not gonna like change the flavor of anything like that. And it's easy. You know, you could do whatever. It's versatile. Okay, so we're just going to add the vegetables to our skillet. That was a terrible French accent. The vegetables. Bam. Now I'm just going to move the vegetables around so that I can like kind of flatten them all out. Now this is a lot of vegetables. Typically when you make this the proper way, you're probably gonna use like half the amount of vegetables, but I actually have a lot of trouble getting the egg out of the skillet properly. So I end up using this recipe to kind of create this scrambled egg type of deal. Because on Ty's on Ty's Conscious Kitchen, it's more of a omelet. But I like a little bit more vegetables. I like a little bit more egg. And I just like to make like a scrambled egg type of deal with it. You guys can do it however you want. There's no wrong way to do it. As long as you use the right mixtures, the right seasonings, it's gonna taste delicious. It's gonna be nutritious. And like I said, this is quick, this is easy. It only takes me about maybe 5-10 minutes to do this on a normal basis, like when I'm not recording. So we're just gonna go ahead and let these saute for a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna add our egg mixture. Our egg mixture. It's some type of imitation egg. I really don't even like calling it that because while the flavor of it does kind of remind me of scrambled eggs, the texture doesn't, and I'm a big texture guy. So if the texture isn't right, it throws me off. So I don't like calling it imitation egg, but that's what everybody else calls it. So that's what I'm gonna call it. But it's not really though, but it's delicious. All right, so it looks like our vegetable medley has cooked down enough. I really just like to get the mushrooms cooked down a little bit, get the onions cooked down a little bit, and then the peppers and stuff, it's not a huge deal to get them cooked down too much, but we're just gonna, I doubled the recipe, so I did 2 scoops of the garbanzo bean powder with another, thing of water. I put two 1/3 cups. I did 2 1/3 cups. So we did 2 1/3 cups of water, and we did 2 1/4 cups of the mixture. I hope I'm not confusing you. And you just pour this on in. You want to try and cover all the vegetables, but you don't have to. It depends. Me personally, because I make them so big and I put so much, I double the recipe so I can get everything covered. Now, under normal circumstances, this will actually kind of cook like an omelet. And you guys can do it that way if you want to. I'm not going to be doing it that way today. I'm going to be scrambling it. But it's just as delicious either way. It doesn't change the way it tastes. It's still yum yum. So you're just going to let it cook for a couple minutes, and you'll see, kind of how egg is. The part that gets cooked doesn't move so easy. And you can see it's kind of still liquidy on top. And then I'll just start kind of, scooting it around and scrambling that monster. Scrambling them eggs. It's not as firm as eggs. Let's turn this down. You want to keep it on medium low heat so that you don't cook them too fast like I'm doing right now. And then I usually flip it over and I'll just kind of let it cook on the other side a little bit. But you know, it's pretty delicious, guys. I mean, I don't know how it looks to you, but it actually is pretty good. And you can, you know, leave them in there a little bit longer if you want to, or you could take them out now. It all depends. It's not real egg, so it doesn't really matter. You can, I mean, you can serve them soft, you can serve them hard. It's up to you. So whatever texture you like, play around with it. And then what I usually do is I'll maybe, you know, saute some kale or, you know, anything I got laying around, maybe some avocados, some fruit, whatever, or I'll make some spelt pancakes or something like that. And we'll do a video because I'm actually like working with a recipe for some spelt pancakes that, you know, I'm working on it. It's coming together. It's pretty good, but having this little mixture with some spelt pancakes is actually pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off the burner, and I'll just put a picture at the end for you guys to check it out. And that's it. It's about 5-10 minutes total to make this. You got your little mixture prepped already. That makes it super easy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm definitely going to be doing more like this and putting some meals together for you guys. Check out the Facebook page, the group page, A Healthy Alternative on Facebook, because I'll have different pictures I'll be posting of different foods, and you guys can always ask me, hey, how do you make that? How do you make that? How do you make that? And I'll be like, oh, I'll do a video, or I'll give you the ingredients or whatever. Don't forget to like, and if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, the application of knowledge is power, and I will see you guys next time.